Let's get into, because we were on the topic of him threatening me with the HIV needle. Let's get into him commenting about being a super spreader. This is just obviously not going to help his case, because once again, you're talking about all the activities you're doing with people, with women, and stuff like this is not going to make you look good at all. So we're going to get this. As obviously courtesy of a lot of these clips today are courtesy of our friend Johnny Somali over there on X. So shout out to him.
But when I go to Japan in 2029, I'm gonna pull a Harrison. I kind of like what Harrison is doing. I like how Harrison is doing the super spreader stuff.
So, by the way, this guy, Harrison, who I don't want to give him any clout or attention, but he's talking about spreading STDs to women in Asia, women in Japan, women in Korea. It was really disgusting stuff. And once again, I've talked about this in my other video. If you are intentionally infecting people with STDs, particularly HIV, there are specific laws, specific statutes about HIV that say, yeah, you can't do that. If you're intentionally passing this disease to harm others, right? You're going out of your way to do things like spreading these diseases, you can still be prosecuted. Now, a lot of these rules are still on the books. Now, people were afraid they were going to be used against people in the LGBT community. They were afraid of that. That never really panned out in most countries. But in this case, where you are intentionally attacking people with needles or spreading this in an intentional manner, that would be criminal. And by the way, it sounds like a lot of this stuff would be non-consensual. So you're getting into non-consensuality with these women. But let's continue here.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it right here to the camera. I'm not scared. If I ever caught HIV,
which, by the way, he's talking about all this high-risk behavior he's engaging in. He's talking about doing all these things that are high-risk behavior, and he's talking about the probability that he does have it. So he's this even him giving this little caveat isn't really a caveat, because he's saying, look, I probably have this because I've done all this high-risk stuff, right, et cetera, et cetera.
I would become a super spreader. I'll say it right now. I don't care. If I ever caught HIV, I'm going to become a super spreader.
So there we go. There we go. Right there. We've got another, and once again, he always tries to make it hypothetical, but these are things he's going out and doing.